In the world of true crime, there are few stories more disturbing than those that involve betrayal, not just of trust, but of innocence. The case of Hilton Lee Crawford isn't just about murder. It's about a man who wore a badge, a uniform, and the trust of an entire Texas community, and who used that trust to kidnap and kill a 13-year-old boy for ransom. Welcome back to The Sky Opened, a true crime YouTube channel where we dive deep in lesser-known cases. If you like what you see here, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment below what you thought about the case. This is the harrowing story of the 1995 kidnapping and murder of Samuel Mckay Everett, a case that shook Montgomery County to its core. It's a tale of deception, greed, and the kind of evil that hides behind a friendly smile and a familiar face. Because the killer wasn't a stranger in a ski mask, he was a friend of the family, a former deputy, a man who had once been sworn to protect. To understand how this all unfolded, we need to look closely at Hilton Crawford, not just who he was, but who people believed he was. Crawford was a former sheriff's deputy with the Liberty County Sheriff's Office, just northeast of Houston. He was a tall man, heavyset, soft-spoken, and always seemed respectful, polite, sometimes even charming. He was the kind of guy who could walk into a diner and strike up a conversation with anyone. People liked him. He made them feel safe. But by 1995, Crawford's life was crumbling behind closed doors. After leaving law enforcement, he'd taken up work in private security, started a small business, and attempted several ventures. All of them failed. He owed tens of thousands of dollars. Credit cards maxed out, cars leased well beyond his means, and he kept the facade going with slick talk and borrowed charm. Crawford's downfall was slow, but deadly, and in his desperation he made a plan, a horrific, calculated plan to kidnap someone close to him and use that child to force a payday. Samuel Everett was the kind of kid parents dream of. He was quiet, smart, kind, loved by teachers. He played baseball and had just started the 7th grade. His family, the Everetts, were close-knit and deeply involved in their church. Most chillingly, Samuel knew Hilton Crawford personally. Crawford had been to their home. He'd eaten dinner with them. Samuel called him Uncle Hilton. So when a man in a Lincoln Town car pulled up near Samuel's home on September 11, 1995, and told him his dad needed to see him, it didn't raise alarms. It was just Uncle Hilton. He trusted him. Samuel was last seen around 6:30 p.m. His parents expected him home by 8 p.m. When he didn't show, the panic was instant. By 9 p.m., the Everetts received a phone call, distorted voice, clear message. "We have your son. Don't call the police. Get $500,000 ready." Because Dwayne Everett wasn't just any father. He had ties to local law enforcement, and his background in computer forensics would soon prove essential in the investigation. The FBI was contacted that same night, and within hours, the full force of federal and local resources was activated. Investigators traced the call to Beaumont, Texas, about 90 minutes away. Surveillance cameras, gas station receipts, phone company triangulation, all of it pointed back to one man, Hilton Crawford. Within 48 hours, the FBI had enough to arrest Crawford, and what they found during their search chilled even seasoned agents. They found handwritten ransom notes, rubber gloves, a fake mustache, a briefcase containing maps, hotel receipts, duct tape, and a .380 caliber handgun. The pieces painted a horrific picture. Crawford had planned this for months. He had scoped out the Everett's routine. He'd rehearsed the abduction. He knew the exact amount to demand. And worst of all, he had no intention of keeping Samuel alive. Crawford drove Samuel across state lines into Winfield, Louisiana, where he rented a hotel room under a fake name. But Samuel never made it inside. Somewhere off the side of a rural back road, in the thick woods of Louisiana, Crawford stopped the car, took Samuel out, and shot him once in the head. Samuel's body was found in a shallow ditch near a pine thicket. His hands were still bound with duct tape. He was wearing the same clothes from the day he disappeared. He had been dead less than 24 hours after the abduction. To investigators, it was clear. This wasn't a kidnapping gone wrong. It was an execution. Crawford's trial began in 1996 in Harris County. Prosecutors presented a mountain of evidence and a motive that was clear: money. Crawford was broke and saw Samuel as a means to an end. The defense tried to argue that Crawford panicked when the kidnapping started to fall apart. They painted a picture of a man under pressure who made a terrible mistake, but the jury didn't buy it. Crawford had used maps, disguises, and burner phones. He had crossed state lines. He'd made ransom calls from different payphones. And he never called to say Samuel was safe, because he wasn't. The jury took just 2 hours to return a verdict: guilty of capital murder. He was sentenced to death. While on death row at the notorious Polunsky unit in Livingston, Texas, Crawford rarely spoke to media. In rare interviews, he expressed surface-level remorse, but never took full responsibility for the planning, the execution, or the psychological devastation he caused to the Everett family. His silence was another betrayal. On July 2, 2003, at age 57, Hilton Crawford was executed by lethal injection. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe so you're always dialed into true crime cases. Also, leave a comment down below what you thought about the case.